Hi, I'm Julie Reeves. You're watching GreenupBeacon.com, a member of the Beacon Media Group.
Because the force, it's got a lot of power, and it makes me feel like,
Hi, I'm Julie Reeves. You're watching GreenupBeacon.com, a member of the Beacon Media Group.
Welcome to Greenbo Gathering, a presentation of GreenupBeacon.com. Brought to you today by First and People's Bank and Trust, Our Lady of Bellefonte Hospital, Greenbo Lake State Resort Park, Greenup County Tourism, and the Greenup County Cooperative Extension Office. And now with today's show, here are Bobby Allen and Carrie Lyle.
Got a great show, and my co-host and I, Carrie. .com later today. We'll share the links with you via Facebook and Twitter. Got a great show. Aaron Snyder's here from the Daily Independent, talk a little high school football. Also have Richard Dameron, who's going to be our musical entertainment later on in the show. And then Carrie's going to plug some stuff going on at Greenbo for us, and we'll give you an update on the Friends Group activities as well. That's all coming up. I also want to thank First and People's Bank for their support. I also want to thank Greenup County Tourism and the Friends of Greenbo Group. And we'll be right back. This is Greenbo Gathering.
How would you like to add a couple of days to your summer vacation? You don't have to travel hundreds of miles in a car. Just head to a nearby Kentucky State Park. Choose from a comfortable lodge room or reserve a modern cabin in the woods. Leave the car keys behind as you golf, camp, boat, hike, swim, or eat in our on-site restaurants. Unplug from your busy life for a long weekend or an entire week. Make your reservations now at visitkyparks.com. Whatever your passion, we have a park for that.
First and People's Bank has served customers one at a time since 1932. First and People's Bank, a full-service bank with 6 convenient locations to serve you. Stop by today and take advantage of the many banking opportunities available at First and People's Bank and Trust, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
We are the home office. Come visit any of our 6 locations.
And welcome back to Greenbo Gathering here at Greenbo Lake State Resort Park's Jesse Stewart Lodge. I'm Bobby Allen along with Carrie Lyle. And it's our very special pleasure to introduce our first guest for today's show. He is a sports writer for the Ashland Daily Independent, Mr. Aaron Snyder. Aaron, thanks for joining us today, man.
Bobby, Carrie. Aaron,
appreciate it.
Love your stuff, man.
Yeah,
it's good to be here.
Yeah, we're very lucky to have Aaron in the area, especially from my point of view and Carrie's as well, both being avid sports fans. So it's a real pleasure to have him on today. So first and foremost, tell us about a little bit of your background, where you're from, and how you ended up at Ashland.
Oh, it's well, I was born in Ashland, and when I was about 8 years old, my family moved to Westchester, Ohio. My dad works at AK Steel, so he's transferred up to Middletown, and so I went to Lakota East High School in Westchester, Ohio, and sports are real big up there, as we were talking about it before we came on here. The football season, the fall is real exciting there too. There's some great schools and great programs there, including Coleraine, Moeller, Elder, St. X, all those. So I grew up in that area. So I'm a big Cincinnati guy, Reds, Bengals fan. That's right up my alley. And then I moved back to Ashland after I went to UK. I graduated from UK in 2007 and came back to Ashland because my family moved back here, and then my wife's from Boyd County, so it all kind of played out and worked out.
Well, see, you got ties. That's awesome.
Yeah.
For those of you that may not be familiar with Aaron stuff, he writes some great columns and great previews for games, and always highlights big matchups that are coming up for the coming weeks. So we're going to talk about that a little later. Tell us what your take on high school football in this area is as compared to where you went to school at Lakota East.
It's a little different, but the thing that really stands out with this area, I think, is the fans and just the whole atmosphere. Every Friday night, there's just such a passionate area for high school sports, and especially football Friday nights. There's nothing like it. You go to Russell and you're going to have 4,000 or 5,000 people there. It's a great atmosphere there. You go to Ashland, you're going to have a great atmosphere at Putnam Stadium, especially this coming Friday night. Ashland plays Ironton. And then you got these small schools like Fairview and Raceland who have a real shot now because of the way the playoffs are set up in Kentucky at doing some damage in the playoffs and making a run. So, I really enjoy this area. I enjoy covering sports for this area. And like I said, what really stands out are the fans because they're so passionate.
Yeah, yeah. Now, a personal question: Are you more of a football fan around this area or basketball?
It
doesn't really matter.
It just depends on what season it is.
Sure,
I'm
sure.
okay with
Good
whatever. My favorite sport is baseball.
Yeah.
And now I enjoy covering high school baseball, but the thing about Kentucky is you have to enjoy covering high school basketball.
True. Because
Kentucky is a basketball state. So it just depends. I kind of go with the season. I go with the season.
Sure. It's very exciting.
I was at Putnam last night, and there was a junior high football game I was officiating.
Okay.
Between Boyd and Verity, and like you said, there was 1,000 people there, easy.
Yeah.
And for a junior high football game.
Yeah, it's amazing.
And it was a heck of Putnam's always a great atmosphere, but even on that to the Tuesday night, it was rocking.
So it's not just Friday night.
That's right.
Any night you can pack Putnam if you have the right teams on the field.
Absolutely. Okay, let's get your take on some of the teams, and we'll go by class, starting with Single A and move up in the area. Who do you like as far as to, like you said, go on to make some, do some damage in the playoffs and potentially get far second round semi-state?
Yeah, everybody in Class A makes the playoffs.
Sure.
You can go 0-10 and make the playoffs. So, but the thing about the teams we have here, and you look at the district that we cover, and that's Raceland, Fairview, Paintsville, and then Nicholas County. We don't really cover Paintsville and Nicholas County too much, but we try to get some Paintsville flavor in the paper every now and then. The thing about those three teams, Paintsville, Raceland, and Fairview, they're all pretty good this year. Paintsville's much improved. They got a new coach down there. Coach Tirico is doing a great job. And, you've got Raceland, who the thing that stands out about them is they've got experience back from last season. Just about all their skill guys are back. And they've got a good quarterback in Adam Elkins, and then they've got receivers in Connor Messer and Rodney Vance. So they're very dangerous offensively, and what gets overlooked is their defense. And they've got an awesome defensive line. Those guys are experienced too, and they can get mean, they can get hungry out there.
They're probably one of the biggest lines
they've
in
got
the
a
area.
big line. Yeah, they've got
regardless
a big line.
of class.
Another big line in the area, another Class A school somehow. It's Fairview. Yeah. It's crazy because you've got the two smallest schools, Fairview and Raceland. They're probably the two biggest offensive line in the area. So it's kind of neat seeing those two teams because they've got a real shot, and I think that the winner of that game has a legitimate shot of going to at least to the Final Four, maybe even the state finals this year.
October 18th, by the way, is when those two teams hook up. Potentially may meet again, but October 18th at Raceland this year. Okay, so let's move up to 2A. I know that we won't have a great deal of 2 and for that matter 6A, but
yeah. As far as 2A goes, Ashland played Newport Central Catholic this year. That's going to be one of the favorites just about every year. I don't know too much about 2A because we cover Class A, 3A, and 4A. Something interesting this week is one of the best 5A teams is Harlan County, and they come to Johnson Central. And Johnson Central is one of the best 4A teams in the state this year, in my opinion. They're putting up 53, 69, 72 points. It's real impressive what they're doing, and I think if Johnson Central beats Harlan County this week, they could go undefeated. Johnson Central could go undefeated, and I don't know if they have a shot at Highlands this year or Covcath, but I think they have as good a shot as anybody on any given year.
Absolutely.
In 4A. So I think Johnson Central is legitimate in 4A. You look at 3A, Lawrence County is surprising some people. Lewis County's 3-0. A little bit of that has to do with their schedule so far, but they are a decent team. Russell's young. Young. The thing about them is I like a lot of their young players, but they're still probably, in all fairness, they're probably a year or two away from doing some real damage. I think they might surprise some people next year.
Conley's a really good running back.
Nick Conley's a freshman.
Young, yeah.
And I didn't know that. It's funny because we kind of had a mistake. I hate to admit this. We had a mistake in our football preview issue. Mm-hmm. I'm sure we have more than one. But Nick Conley, we had him listed as a sophomore. And so after the game, I interviewed him when he had a big game against Greenup County. And they won the game 14-8. He had the game-winning touchdown. So I went down to talk to him, and I asked him about his past experience and things like that, because I thought he got in some varsity games last year as a freshman.
Right.
Well, he was like, "No, I am a freshman."
Yeah.
I was like, "Oh, well,
That
was your first varsity game." And he had a heck of a game, his first varsity game.
Yes, he did.
They've got some good young talent there. So it's and Ashland's got Quentin Baker. I mean, it's a fun season because of all the you get to know some of these kids, and you get to watch some of them and how they grow and develop, and that's what's fun about it.
Sure.
Yeah, you did some good articles back when my son played, and really nice articles. I've still got those.
Yeah, Corey was one of the best runners I've seen in the area in the past few years, and Greenup County, obviously he set records at Greenup County, and there's something to be said about that. And Greenup County is one of those schools that I feel like their program is turning back to where it was a few years ago. They're not going to be there quite yet, but here in a couple years they might get back to where they were just a few years ago. And I think one big reason is Coach Chris Mullins does a great job there.
Yeah, he's good. I think a few of us with the radio station were talking about Greenup County, and I think a lot of that after this 24 game losing streak that was snapped, that probably broke a mental barrier at that point that they had developed from just simply losing.
Yeah.
So hopefully that between finally getting a win and the uptick in the program, I think they'll be all right.
I thought that would carry over a little bit against Raceland,
Mm-hmm.
and I think it did. They
First
took
game
the lead.
it did.
Yeah. They took the lead there in the first half. They were up 12-7 on Raceland, and Raceland's, like I said before, they're a legitimate team. Mm-hmm. So. They lost the game, but I think Greenup did gain some confidence from that, and this week against West Carter, who knows? I think they could maybe get another win.
Yeah. Well, we'll go through some of the games coming up Friday night, and Aaron on the season's 38-10. It's a pretty stout record. Of course, the man knows
pretty good
football inside and out. So we'll get his take and put him on the spot here on camera. And go through some games, and I also put some games on here that are, maybe some statewide or national implications, if you will. First one's Russell at Boyd County.
The bad thing is I'm in second place.
Oh, who's got you?
The veteran Rocky Stanley.
Well,
he's 40-8. He's been doing this a long time.
Fair enough.
And
he ain't got you by too much.
I know. Yeah, I'm only 2 games back, so I'm within striking distance here. So Russell Boyd County, I'm going to go ahead and pick an upset so I can make up some ground.
Some headway.
Boyd County is looking for that first win, and I'm telling you, they were so close last week against South Point, and they lost 23-19. Mm-hmm. Russell is a team that I think can go in there and handle them and beat them by 2 or 3 touchdowns. That can happen, but Boyd being at home and trying desperately to get that first win for Coach Gillum, I feel an upset coming on here. Yeah. I think Boyd County can. I think Boyd County can hang with Russell long enough to where they can maybe
give themselves
make a few plays in the fourth quarter. And I do like their quarterback. Billy McCoy is a good quarterback for Boyd County.
Sure.
They're starting to get some confidence. Another young team. They're another young team. So that game could go either way. Like I said, I can see Russell handling them, but I'm going to go ahead and pick the upset. Boyd County wins.
Okay. All right. You heard it here first. West Carter at Greenup County.
Now I have to back that up in the paper. West Carter and Greenup County. I'm going to go Greenup County because West Carter, although they do have an explosive player in their quarterback, Braden Brown, Greenup County's defense is probably better than what West Carter's faced so far.
I think so.
Greenup County has a pretty good defense. They have some, and they put more emphasis on defense this year.
Sure.
Coach Mullins has talked about that. Like Skylar Williams at middle linebacker. He's a pretty solid player.
Yeah.
And then they've got a couple other guys on the line that I like. So I do like Greenup County in that game in a close one.
Okay. Raceland goes across the river and takes on Coal Grove, Dawson Bryant, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah. Coal Grove's 0-3, but they play a tough schedule.
Yep.
Wheelersburg beat them 39-20. Wheelersburg beat Ironton I can't remember the final score, but they were up 35-0 after the first quarter.
Yeah, that's impressive.
Against Ironton. So Cold Grove has played a tough schedule, so it'll be a close game, but Raceland wins.
Okay. The game that you will be at, Ironton at Ashland.
Yeah, I mean, I've gone back and forth on this game for the past few days, and I keep thinking that it's like every other game, Quentin Baker just explodes for 220 yards.
Right.
So I don't think he'll have 220 yards against Ironton, but I think he'll have a good enough game, and I think he'll break off enough runs to where they outlast Ironton. And the thing about Ashland is their defense has steadily improved each week. You could tell against Russell last week that they really improved. They only gave up 6 points. And so I think Ashland's defense and Quentin Baker are the difference, and maybe – I mean, it could be a 3-point game. They have a kicker now. Ashland has a kicker. So it could be a 3-point game. It could be a 6-point game. I think Ashland wins at Putnam.
Okay. East Carter goes to Lawrence County.
East at Lawrence, I think Lawrence wins. East is better than some people might think because, you looked at their first 2 games. Heck, they played Raceland and Fairview right off the bat. That's pretty tough. And they hung in those games for a little while. But I like Lawrence County. I like what they're doing on offense. They've got a ton of weapons, so I think Lawrence wins at home.
Okay, Mason County goes to Newport.
I
put this one on there just because Mason County, I think is, I say this with all due respect, is overachieved considering what some people that I've talked to thought they were going to do coming into the season.
I saw them last year, and I don't know, did you see them last year at all, Mason County?
I saw them when they came to Russell.
Yes, that's the game I saw. And I saw a lot of positive things.
Yeah.
And I thought, a lot of these guys are coming back this season. I haven't seen them this season, so I'll say that to be fair. But I'm going to pick Mason County in this game. I feel like Coach Buchanan does a good job there, and it seems like every week it never fails with him, barring injuries, which they had a couple years ago. They were decimated by injuries. With him at the helm, it seems like they improve steadily every week. Yeah. And they have so far this year.
True.
And I think they'll win that game.
I put this one on there just because Pikeville is one of the teams that Fairview plays, and that could be a significant battle. So Pikeville goes to Belfry this week.
Oh, man. I didn't realize that was
pretty good
game.
Yeah,
that should be a real good game.
Yeah. Pikeville has a very powerful offense. They run a Tony Franklin system, kind of like Bellevue did against Fairview last week, and they can put up points.
Pikeville's another team I haven't seen this year.
Yeah, I haven't either.
But I saw them last year.
Yeah.
And they had a lot of weapons that I thought had potential. And, again, it's the same situation. They're all back. They're 4-0.
Yeah.
They beat Hazard 62-50, just like Fairview beat Bellevue 62-50.
Yeah.
Some insane scores this year. So Pikeville going down to Belfry and winning, that's saying a little much.
Sure.
But I think they'll hang with them. I think Belfry wins by a score.
Hazard at Fairview, which is a rematch of the state semifinal game from last year, which was a dandy. And I know there's a lot of hype going into that game this Friday night.
Oh, yeah, and there should be. This is a rematch of state semifinals, like you just said, and the atmosphere is going to be great. There should be a good crowd there for Fairview. The community came out and supported them last Friday against Bellevue. Fairview, the thing about them is they've got to cut down their penalties. They had 13 penalties each of the last 2 weeks.
8 in the first half last week.
And 8 in the first half last week, right. But goodness, they have, again, a lot of guys that can hurt you.
Yeah.
And it seems like each guy that they have in the backfield offers something a little different and just enough to throw that defense off. And, they got a big bruising back. They got an explosive back that can run, that uses his speed to the outside. They got guys that can use their speed to the inside and hit that seam. And they got a good offensive line. So I think Fairview wins, but Hazard will give them all they want.
I'd say you're right. And last, I put this one on there. It has more statewide implications with Louisville St. X being a power in 6A. They travel over and play Moeller Friday night, which would be a game that any high school football fan that isn't necessarily planning on going to one game or another will probably be at in that area.
Yeah, go up to Cincinnati and check that one out.
It'd be a dandy.
If you don't have anything else to do, that should be a dandy.
Both of those teams are powers.
I'll pick the Kentucky team.
There you go.
Go St. X.
That'll work. Well, man, we appreciate you being on. Like Kerry said and I said, you do a great job with the paper, and we're very happy to have you. And we'll have you come back maybe after football season or before we get to the playoffs.
Okay.
And we'll do another recap, see what's going on.
It'd be great.
Aaron Snyder, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you, Aaron.
Thanks, Gary.
Yes, sir.
Stay with us. We'll be right back. We've got a musical guest, Richard Dameron, coming up. He's going to play a couple of tunes for us. This is Greenbo Gathering from Greenbo Lake State Resort Park. We'll be right back.
Our Lady of Bellefonte Hospital is among the top 5% of the nation for patient experience. Our Lady of Bellefonte Hospital has received the Outstanding Patient Experience Award for 4 consecutive years. To contact the hospital, call the care line at 833-2273. Our Lady of Bellefonte Hospital, on a mission for the good health of you and your family.
What do golf and camping have in common? You can do both at a Kentucky State Park. That's because a Kentucky State Park is your one-stop vacation destination. You can have all kinds of fun. Hike, bike, boat, fish, swim, or do nothing at all. Check out our golf packages. Reserve a campsite, a lodge room, or a cabin. Make your reservations now at visitkyparks.com. Whatever your passion, we have a park for that.
And welcome back to Greenbo Gathering here at Jesse Stewart Lodge from Greenbo Lake State Resort Park. Our next guest for today is Richard Dameron, a local musician, born in Ashland, lives in Flatwoods. Am I right?
Yes, sir.
Tell us a little bit about your musical influences and where you are now and who you play with and for.
I just play usually just on my own. Every now and then I play with the praise band at church out in Downington Missionary Baptist. Just like singing gospel songs and praising the Lord.
That's right. That's right. Well, we're going to let you sing a couple of songs, and you can take it right away.
Okay. We'll
Thank
get started.
you.
This first song is, I like to take these old songs that I grew up playing. This is an old Marshall Tucker song. I put a gospel message behind it. I hope this blesses your heart. A hollow mountain, and he beat that old tempter. He didn't do it for glory, but be the hero of a story. Well, he did it for me and you. Well, can't you see? Can't you see what my Jesus, he went through for me? Can't you see? Can't you see what my Jesus, he went through for me? He drug his cross up Calvary's hill. He sacrificed himself for you. He shed his blood for your salvation. Do you know what you gotta do? Well, can't you see? Can't you see what my Jesus, he went through for me? Can't you see? Can't you see what my Jesus, he went through for me? After they crucified him, they laid him in a tomb. They used a stone for a seal. Well, 3 days later, my Lord arose. The prophecies have been fulfilled. Well, can't you see? Can't you see what my Jesus, he went through for me? Can't you see? Can't you see what my Jesus, he went through for me? Can't you see? Can't you see what my Jesus, he went through for me? Can't you see? Can't you see What my Jesus, he went through for me. Thank you. This is another old song that I rewrote. Moore gave it to me. I call it Gospel Funk. Hope you enjoy this. Well, I don't need a whole lot of money. I don't need a big fine car. God said that he would provide my needs. He never told me he'd give me my wants. And I know that he loves me. And I know that he cares. And I take Jesus with me. I take him with me everywhere. And my Jesus, well, he's alright. Yeah, my Jesus, he's right here tonight. And you know that he is some kind of wonderful. Some kind of wonderful. Jesus is some kind of wonderful. Yes, he is. And when he paid for my sins, you know he saved my soul from the fire. Oh, when he came to dwell within, he changed all my wants and desires. And I know that he loves me, and I know that he cares. And I take Jesus with me, and with the world his love I share. And my Jesus, he's alright. Yeah, my Jesus, he's right here tonight. And you know that he is some kind of wonderful. Some kind of wonderful. Jesus is some kind of wonderful. Said he is some kind of wonderful. Jesus is some kind of wonderful. Yes, he is.
First and People's Bank has served customers one at a time since 1932. First and People's Bank, a full-service bank with 6 convenient locations to serve you. Stop by today and take advantage of the many banking opportunities available at First and People's Bank and Trust. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
We are the home office. Come visit any of our 6 locations.
And welcome back to Greenbo Gathering here at Greenbo Lake State Resort Park's Jesse Stewart Lodge. First and foremost, we want to thank Aaron Snyder with the Daily Independent and our musical guest Richard Dameron. They were both awesome, and we hope to have them back later on in the show. It is now our time to tell you about what's going on here at Greenbo Lake State Resort Park and also with the Friends Group and other things around the county. So, Kerry, man, I'll let you take it away, my man.
All right, Bobby. As Bobby's our not only the director of tourism here in Greenup County, but he's also the president of the Friends Group. And everything that you do for us, Bobby, I much appreciate you. My brother, you know it.
The force, it's got a lot of power in it.
Stewart Lodge. We've got a daily menu in our restaurant at Anglers Cove, a great buffet every weekend. So come on out and enjoy that. Home cooked meals. We're getting ready to go have lunch right here in just a minute, aren't we, Bobby?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Can't wait.
We've got a really good deal going on a fall package, Bobby. We got a family fall getaway for $165, 2 nights lodging, half-day pontoon rental, and the s'mores kit. Fall's coming.
Yep.
The colors are changing.
Yep.
Time
It's a
to
good
come.
deal.
Time
It's a
to
good
come.
deal for the half-day pontoon rental.
That's Sunday
And
through
2
Thursday.
nights.
That's Sunday through Thursday. Weekends are booked up pretty quick,
Absolutely.
but you can get these good deals Sunday through Thursday. Then we got a fisherman's getaway, $140 plus tax. Includes 2 nights lodging, 2-day canoe rental, and free continental breakfast.
That's a good deal.
That's a good deal. For those who are scrapbookers out there, and there's a lot of them, we've got a scrapbooking. It's called a Crafter's Inspirational Retreat Package here at the Jesse Stewart Lodge. The first one is in November 1st, and the second one is May 31st. For $125 plus tax per person, you get 2 nights accommodations in Jesse Stewart Lodge with continental breakfast, 2 lunches and 2 dinners, serving our chef's personal recipes each day, and then a workspace downstairs for crafting. You can't beat that. That's a heck of a deal. $125 for all that right here.
It's a very popular hobby too. To a lot of people, you'd be surprised that how many people will take advantage of that package. So we encourage everybody who's scrapbooks or the crafters out there, come on, check that out.
Check it out. There'll be a lot of folks doing it just like you. So it'll be a great place to come network as well. Seafood buffet every third Saturday in Anglers Cove Restaurant. It's we've got the catfish, we've got the crab legs, we've got the
clams,
peel and eat shrimp, frog legs.
Hey, look, if you can't get to the beach, we bring it to you.
That's
the way we roll here at Greenbo.
That's right. Come on out here and get it. Come on right out there and get it.
That's right.
For all you hunters out there, it is time to start getting in the woods. I'm sure some of you have already got in the woods. But in partnership with Fish and Wildlife, we are offering for our second year a bow hunting package. You have to reserve it here at the lodge to participate, and we've only got a limited amount of availability. The bow hunting package is it's an unbelievable deal. You get 3 days of hunting, 3 nights lodging, 3 breakfasts free, 3 lunches, and 3 dinners for $225 a person. Okay.
And you get some bonus tags in there too. Am I correct?
Get bonus tags.
Absolutely.
Yeah. You get
so that's going
to
to go a long way.
So you don't count against your state tag you already have. So, and that's a bonus buck tag right here on the park. And the first one is coming up at the end of this month, September 30th through October 3rd. The second one is October 28th through the 31st, and the third one is November the 11th through the 14th. The second one is booking up pretty quick. The first we still have some availability. The third we still have some availability, but it's very limited on the second. It's getting close to being booked up.
And you can, all this information that he's going to give you and the information to come here in just a second can be found at Greenup County Tourism's website. You can Google search Greenup County Tourism or go to tourgreenupcounty.com. Either way, you can get that information, and the numbers are on there. You can call the lodge and book the rooms and book the packages you want. So be sure to check that out on Greenup County Tourism's official website.
Coming up for this next year is we're still open. Our scuba refuge is still open through the end of October, but we do have a scuba package for folks who are interested in come checking out our scuba refuge here at Greenbo Lake. It's a 1-day scuba pass, 1 night lodging, 1 continental breakfast, and 1 lunch for $77 a person.
It's a pretty good deal.
It's a pretty good deal. Good deal. That's Friday and Sunday, $66 a person Sunday through Thursday.
Well, that eliminates a lot of travel because a lot of the guys that we talked to that helped us with that scuba diving refuge went to Circleville up in Ohio or down to Penny Ryle down in Western Kentucky, and to be able to limit that travel time and come here and have a place to dive at a very, very reasonable rate is great.
$12 a day just to come out here and scuba dive. So if you want to come out and check off before you go on a dive somewhere else, perfect place to do it.
Absolutely.
We've got a really good group of friends on the scuba dive, on our friends group that are on the scuba dive committee. They're working very hard to make the scuba dive refuge everything that it can be. We just started it. It's just natural habitat right now. A lot of our fish and a lot of our natural habitat are in the water right now. But Rodney and a couple of guys have got some plans.
Yeah, barring some last minute approvals, which literally could happen as we're sitting here talking. I haven't checked just yet, but we've got some PVC piping that has been turned into some underwater recreational activities, more like an obstacle course, if you will. That should be dropped probably by the 1st of October. probably in the next couple of weeks. So be on the lookout for that. That information will also be put on Facebook, Twitter, Greenup County Tourism's website, and so on. So
You can
just a
go
little
to
update.
You can go to parks.ky.gov and look at all the state parks information at all of our resorts and recreation parks, and you can click on Greenbo and see everything that's going on at Greenbo there as well. So, and you can call 800-325-0083 to find out anything that's going on here at Greenbo.
Yep. Absolutely. And we got a lot of stuff going on, and we encourage everybody to come out and experience the state parks. If you haven't been here in a while, come and reinvest yourself in our state parks. We're very lucky to have one here in Greenup County, as I always say. And this man right here does a great job promoting this park, doing everything he can under his power to make this park a legitimate attraction. And that's what myself and the Friends Group are trying to help him do. So we're very thankful to have you.
Thank you, Bobby.
Again, we want to thank our sponsors, First and People's Bank, Greenup County Tourism, the Friends of Greenbo, obviously Greenbo Lake State Resort Park, and Hank Bond with the Greenup Beacon. This is available at greenupbeacon.com. We'll also send some links out for the video if you want to watch it later. And we also want to let you know that our musical guest today and every week, or every show, is brought to you by the Greenup County Extension Arts Council. So we want to thank Ann Stevens and all those great folks over there for providing us some musical entertainment. And speaking of that, the Colonel Bill Williams Festival, for those that were not able to make it, was absolutely awesome.
Great crowd.
Yeah, the music was fantastic.
Yeah.
It was second to none. So if you didn't make it this year, be sure to save that date when it comes out next year for the Colonel Bill Williams Heritage Music Festival, which will happen generally the first weekend in September every year. So we want to thank them for all they did for that event as well. Miss Laura Gentry, who we had on a couple of weeks ago, was fantastic, and we're very happy to have her. That is Colonel Bill's granddaughter.
Yeah, absolutely great folks. Just super folks.
So check us out. We'll be back on with the Greenbo Gathering in 2 weeks. So we'll keep you posted on who we may have coming up as guests. So for Kerry Lyle, I'm Bobby Allen, and for Hank Bond, we appreciate it, and we'll see you next time.
Come see us.
Greenup County Tourism and the Greenup County Cooperative Extension Office. A presentation of greenupbeacon.com, a member of the Beacon Media Group.
Hi, I'm Julie Reeves. You're watching greenupbeacon.com, a member of the Beacon Media Group.
Because the force, it's got a lot of power, and it makes me feel like